Hello and welcome back to the iHeat YouTube channel. Today we're doing a review of the Worcester Bosch 8000 Style. This is an absolutely stunning boiler. It's quite large, but it can still fit in most environments, like in the middle of my kitchen. The 8000 is of course their flagship range. You've got the Life or the Style. Both beautiful choices for homes of a certain size. Anything with 2 or more bathrooms, I'd highly recommend looking at this bad boy. Anything less, take a look at the 4000 or the 2000, or maybe the CDI Compact, all from Worcester Bosch. Before we spill off into the nitty gritty facts and figures, this does actually get a 10-year guarantee when you buy through iHeat as standard. It is Worcester Bosch, it is a well-renowned name, a trusted company. Let's watch this bad boy get installed. How good was that? For power outputs, you get 30, 35, 40, 45, and even a 50 kilowatt version of this boiler. Flow rates start at 12.3 in the 30, going all the way up to 20.3 in the 50. This actually gives the 8000 the highest flow rate of hot water in any wall-hung boiler. It's quite a proud achievement to have. Dimensions wise, you've got a height of 780 millimeters, a width of 440, and a depth of 365. Yes, that is quite a large boiler. It will easily fit in a lot of airing cupboards, but may struggle for those kitchen cupboards where you may previously have a boiler. For clearances, you need at least 170 millimeters above the boiler, depending on which flue you get with your install. When you book through iHeat, we do all these calculations for you and make sure the right equipment comes on the day. You need a 5mm gap either side of the boiler, so if it's in a cupboard, bear this in mind. And at the front, you need 600mm to let the cover come off, an engineer get to work and have enough space to do service and maintenance. If you are putting it in a cupboard, make sure there is a 20mm gap between the front of the boiler and the cupboard door. For those interested, you can actually range rate this boiler. You can drop the heating down to 3 kilowatts in the 30 kilowatts and 3.5 kilowatts in anything higher. To list off a few facts and figures, then you get a modulation rate of 1 to 10. It's ready for hydrogen at a blend of 20%, and it has an aluminium silicon heat exchanger. A great feature of the Worcester Bosch 8000 is the intelligent filling system you can have added to your system. This all relates to how you fill up the boiler pressure on the boiler. On mine at the moment, you get a blue tap that's super easy. You just flick the lever and it fills up the pressure. This is great to explain to people who don't really know how to use a boiler or get confused by which tap they're meant to open. However, the intelligent filling system is great for those maybe in a elderly people's house or in a landlord's house where they don't want people to mess around with the boiler in case it breaks down or causes sort of issues in the house. With the intelligent filling system, you can put the boiler in an attic or basement or somewhere that's not easy to access, as it will intelligently fill the system of pressure when it detects a drop. Obviously, if it detects a leak, it is smart enough to know the difference and will just stop and cut it out. Before we take off the cover of this bad boy, I just want to explain how quiet this boiler actually is. For the size and the power, I barely notice it running inside my house. I do spend a lot of time in this kitchen now. I've spent so much money on it. I do like to, watch TV, cook, sit with the dogs, open the doors, have a nice, a lot of people around. You don't notice it's on. It hasn't got the quiet mark accreditation like the 2000 or the 4000, but it is a very quiet boiler for the size. Let's get that cover off. Looking at the boiler now, you can see the touch screen display. A very nice feature of the Worcester 8000 is the screen itself. You've got up and down buttons on the right, heating on the left, hot water on the left also. You can set these at different temperatures, which is a great feature. I like to keep the hot water at 60 degrees just so it burns my skin off. However, with the quick tap function, I can literally open the tap for 3 seconds, close it really quickly, and come back a few seconds later, and it's boiling hot. It's very nice and hot. It's exactly what you need it to be. So for showers and washing the pots, it saves you a lot of water. Wow. Straight off the bat, you can tell this is a giant boiler. Look at the size of that, the vessel, the analog pressure gauge, the screen. Everything's just big, and that's why it's so powerful. That's meant to happen, don't worry. Dropping the flap down, you get to see all the different bits and bobs. You can see you've got your pump on the right. You can see my filling loop at the bottom there. You've got your plate heat exchanger at the very back. That's your heat exchanger, your vessel. You've got your snorkeling there, and there's your condensate, which on the 8000 just shoots out a whole 500ml when it needs to, which is super easy. No need to go to a condensate sure or an internal sink. This big unit up here obviously protects the heat exchanger, but also reduces the noise that comes from the boiler. That has been the review. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this video or found it useful, head to the iHeat website, do a quote, get the 8000, you won't regret it. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video. This has been iHeat.